Kwa habari kamili zenye uhakika na za kuaminika, sikiliza na utazame Mutembei TV. Unyi tialala. Mambo yamebadilika, tumetoka analog na tumeingia digital na Mutembei TV. Mutembei TV. Mutembei TV. Tazama Mutembei TV. Ani la wodugenya kolinga waya. Ani udwe ma wodugenya molinga rumba. Lelo ma wodugenya kolinga waya. Ani udwe wodugenya komakotu. Iwero Mutembei. Iwero Mutembei. Mutembei TV. Isungo Mutembei. Isungo Mutembei. Mutembei TV. Anidengo Mutembei. Idengo Mutembei. Mutembei TV. Adongi pako Mutembei. Ipako Mutembei. Mutembei TV. Hai. Ani wa Kenya. Wa Kenya. Vijana wa Kenya. Wa mama wa Kenya. Wa baba wa Kenya. Ani mutazame Mutembei. Mutembei TV. Ani mutazame Mutembei. Mutembei TV. Kwa habari kamili na zenye kuaminika, zenye uhakika, Mutembei TV. Ani Mutembei TV. Habari za siasa, habari za maendeleo, mambo ya elimu, sekta ya elimu. Ukitaka taarifa, hata zile za supporti, wewe utazame Mutembei TV. Habari kamili zenye uhakika na zenye kuaminika, Mutembei TV. Mambo yamebadilika, tumetoka analog na tumeingia digital na Mutembei TV. Mambo yamebadilika, tumetoka analog na
habari. Na wakati nilitoa taarifa yangu mapema nikitoka Nairobi, pia niliongea na wadosi wenu wale wanawaajiri. Nikasema ile kazi mnafanya kama journalist ni kazi ngumu, kazi kubwa, kazi ya kujitolea. Nikaambia wadosi wenu pia wawafikirie, waongeze marupurupu yenu na mishahara. Ndio msiseme waziri anatetea tu polisi waongezewe mishahara, because I also recognize the work you do, and I hope your employers and media houses will actually look at what you do and make sure that the reward they give you is commensurate with the effort and sacrifice you put. Asante sana. There are certain things based on what we do that perhaps we do them in a certain way, but we are guided by the Constitution and the freedom that it has given, that we should have an open society, an open, we have nothing to hide, including Shakahola. I have said whatever we discover there, we will announce to the whole world. We will not hide a thing. But on the other hand, given the nature of that tragedy, there are some things we cannot allow, even for ethical reasons. Even under international law, there are some things which are not allowed. You have not seen them in any country. When Americans were attacked in 9/11, 2001, nobody has ever seen some of the images that were captured during that tragedy. And therefore, I want to send a very strong and firm and conclusive warning on all community leaders, political leaders, religious leaders, and leaders of every type who have thrived in setting up communities against each other, sometimes encouraging, financing, or in other ways contributing to the escalation of ethnic passions in this county and in other parts that are affected, like Marsabit is affected. We must dismantle ethnic warlords and people who have made huge political and community capital out of encouraging crime, discrimination, and intercommunal fighting. And for the avoidance of doubt, on our radar are current and former political leaders from this county, as well as other community leaders from this county. We'll do it without bias. We have all the communities here are Kenyans, and we will protect our communities here. And our business is to make sure that everybody's rights are protected. The brief I have is to make sure we completely depoliticize the organs of our national security. And we have instructed all our security agencies, including national government administration officers, national police service officers, all officers of the National Intelligence Service, Kenya Prison Service, Kenya Defense Forces, any officer or commander within the security sector must keep away from politics. Because you politicize security, you bring down the country. The president himself has said he has enough people, followers, and activists to assist him to do his politics. He doesn't require a police officer, a chief, or other officers to assist him. For transfers, it is the policy of the government that any officer who has served for more than 3 years, not just in Marsabit, but anywhere in the country, must be moved. We've started the process, and we'll clean up and change all our officers who have served in this county for more than 3 years at all ranks in all the security agencies that are present here. And therefore, we will move with speed and conclude investigations on some of the community and political leaders that we believe are behind the fueling of the current escalation of ethnic tension and also crime associated with negative ethnicity. That disarmament program was done, in my view, under the previous administration, and it was in good faith. It was in good faith because of the many illegal firearms in the hands of civilians in this county. However, even after that disarmament program, we believe that there are many more illegal firearms still in the hands of unlicensed holders in this county. And therefore, we'll be announcing measures to ensure that we get back every illegal gun that is in the hands of the wrong people. Every person who possesses a gun that is not licensed by the government of Kenya, we will take that gun. They either will have to surrender it peacefully or we will take it by force. With regard to the Marsabit forest, it is our position that it has been difficult during the drought to control access because of the situation, the environmental catastrophe that was the drought. The rains have come and we have taken the decision to seal off Marsabit forest from access as a way of making sure that that forest is not used as a hideout for criminals. This government will ensure that the gains our country has done in encouraging, supporting, and validating the constitutionally guaranteed freedom of the press and freedom of media, that's right. This government will ensure that right is respected, protected, and promoted. And I know for us in the security sector, it's perhaps a bit difficult, some of the things we do. So when sometimes we do some things differently, I want you to understand us. I can speak for at least the security sector, my colleagues here. For that reason, I want to congratulate the press in our country for a vibrant and patriotic job they have done. Everywhere I go, members of the press have shown tremendous patriotism, energy, and responsibility for our country's interest. I've just returned from Shakahola, where we've had one of the worst tragedies that this country has ever faced. And the enthusiasm, the patriotism, the positive energy that I have seen, pressmen and women camping, for days on end, not even going home to shower, sleeping in very remote area, and it's just amazing, how press people, even as you do your stories, I can just see a lot of responsibility, passion, and patriotism. I want to thank you. I wish you a happy International Press Freedom Day. The inter-community relationship has been strained, has been stretched to the limits as a result of leadership, past and present, that in our view has contributed to aggravating ethnic sentiments and profiling communities against each other. This must stop. Countries have been destroyed by negative ethnic sentiments. Communities have been wiped out by crime which is fueled by negative ethnicity. In the last few weeks, we have had incidents of targeted crime, and the intelligence we have is that some of those attacks are premeditated and they are perpetrated with ethnic motivation. We've had some killings, I think in the last few weeks. We've lost a number of people. The last loss was yesterday, where we lost a number of people in an ambush, and others were critically injured. we believe that there is need not only to track, arrest and punish offenders, but there is need for a serious engagement with the communities here to make sure we de-escalate ethnic and community-based passions that we believe are at the heart of this problem. I want to make it clear that the kind of attacks we are seeing are not, in our view, isolated criminal activities. The information we have suggests that there has been a build-up of ethnic sentiments pitting communities against other communities within this county. We have been studying the situation. We cannot rule out a similar operation, but before we get that stage, we must first tackle some of the things which I've already said needs to be tackled to immobilize and make ineffectual some of the contributors and catalysts of the negative ethnic passions that have driven the politics and the social life here in Marsabit for a very long time. If evidence leads us to a religious or political leader who is supporting the current administration, we will jail him or her. That's why I said we are not here to do politics. We are here to protect the country and secure Marsabit, secure Kenya. Doesn't matter. If you're in the opposition and you're a culprit, we'll put you in. If you're in Kenya Kwanza, in President Ruto's party, and you're inciting people to kill their fellow countrymen, we will arrest you and put you in and make sure that you are convicted. And as I said in Shakahola 3 days ago, now that these criminals managed to hurt us, just the way terrorists have hurt us before, we will go out of our way as government to put in measures like no other to make sure that nothing like this ever happens on the soil of Kenya ever again. So we have nothing to hide. We celebrate the press. You are partners and essential elements of our society's development. I wish you well. Please support my colleagues here. Support them, work with them for the interests of our country. We had a choice of including Marsabit in the list of the 6 counties where we declared the security operation jointly by the National Police Service and the Kenya Defence Forces in February. But the reason why that inclusion was not done is because Marsabit has unique security challenges that are beyond just cattle rustling and livestock rustling. And I've already hinted or talked about some of them.
What is happening is within the ambit of the community. Wao ndio watakuwa na uwezo zaidi hata kupunguza uhasama hii. Na kwa jamii ya area ya Badasa na viongozi ambao wako hapo na jamii ambao area ya Songa na viongozi ambao wako hapo, nataka kama jamii wakuje pamoja, watafute maslaha, wahakikishe kwanza wale ambao wahuni ambao walifanya jambo hili wameshikwa katika kufanya agenda ya serikali hii. Na tunataka kuwasihi wananchi waweze kushirikiana na vyombo vya usalama, waweze kushirikiana wao kwa wenyewe kama jamii kuhakikisha hatuwezi rudi mahali tulitoka ya mwaka jana na juzi. Wale ambao wanafanya uhalifu huu hawakutoka angani wala peponi. najua ni watu ambao wanaishi katika jamii, na tunataka kuwaomba jamii na vyombo vya usalama wahakikishe kuwa watu hawa wanapatikana. Mambo kama haya kama tulikuwa tumesuluhisha ya hapo awali, hatungeweza kufikia kiwango ambayo tumefika leo. Baada ya viongozi maafisa wakuu kutoka serikali ya county, wale wa assembly wakiongezwa na speaker, na wale wa county peace forum kufikia hapo na kupatiana mapendekezo haya, siku 3-4 baadaye vifo vilitokezea katika eneo lile. So nani ana sabotage mwingine? Na tumesema iwekwe kuwe na patrol, sio hata patrol, standby tu ikae hapo hiyo area, ipige katikati, gari tu isimame hapo hiyo area, wananchi pia wakipita iwekwe bankotas na iwekwe area hiyo ya padasa ya metro. Na tulisema vizuri sana. So unaona watu wanawawa, unakuja masaa 2 saa 10, event ambayo imetokezea saa 8, unakuja kuchukua maiti saa 10. Unable to dispense development programs because of insecurity in the area. So we see it is even a sabotage. The national government is sabotaging the county government. You have had officers here who have been there for the last 5 years. We know that they have been transferred 4 or 5 times. I know because of the national connections, they keep coming back. You don't understand, inakushinda. So what do? And then your people getting killed every now and then.